Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and others of great Muslim that we well. Peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He is, He exists, He to be. Ba'in Hada, Sham name, Yahweh Shai, being the name of the only begotten Son, meaning He delivered, He saves. Chakwadash, Holy Spirit. Just getting straight to it. I'm the brother Adawan. This is End Time Headlines. It says, secretive government unit planning to dim the sun. This was from May 8th, 2025. All right, so this is a couple days old, but nonetheless, I just want to get into it. It says, in a bold move to address the escalating threat of climate change, the UK's Government Advanced Research and Invention Agency, ARIA, a secretive research arm initially conceived by former political strategist Dominic Cummings, has emerged as a key player in exploring controversial geoengineering solutions. ARIA is spearheading initiatives to dim sunlight as a means of cooling the planet, thrusting the agency into the spotlight amid debates over the ethics and risk of such technologies. ARIA, established to fund high-risk, high-reward scientific projects, has allocated over 50 million euros to geoengineering experiments aimed at mitigating global warming. These projects include techniques such as injecting aerosols into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight and brightening clouds to enhance their reflectivity. According to The Telegraph, the goal is to reduce the amount of solar radiation reaching Earth's surface, thereby counteracting the warming effects of greenhouse gas emissions. The agency work has gained urgency as scientists warn that current efforts to reduce carbon dioxide levels are insufficient to prevent catastrophic climate change. For instance, unintended consequences of past environmental policies, such as the 2020 regulations curbing sulfur dioxide emissions from shipping, have been linked to a spike in global warming due to the loss of cooling effects from ship-related aerosols. This has underscored the need for alternative approaches, despite their complexity and potential risk. Sun dimming or solar radiation management involves techniques designed to reflect sunlight back into space. One method under consideration is the stratospheric aerosol injection, where particles are released into the upper atmosphere to mimic the cooling effect of volcanic eruptions. Another approach, marine cloud brightening, aims to increase the reflectivity of clouds over oceans by spraying them with seawater droplets. These methods could theoretically lower global temperatures, but they come with significant uncertainties, including potential disruptions to rainfall patterns critical for agriculture. Scientists emphasize that such interventions are not a substitute for reducing greenhouse gas emissions, but rather a complementary measure to buy time while decarbonization efforts continue. However, the prospect of altering the Earth's climate system has sparked concerns about unintended ecological and geopolitical consequences. ARIA's involvement in geoengineering has drawn scrutiny due to its opaque operations and the broader controversy surrounding Congo's quasi-autonomous non-governmental organizations. Critics argue that these taxpayer-funded bodies, which operate with limited direct accountability, wield significant influence at a high cost. Between 2023 and 2024, at least 1,472 Congo staff across various organizations receive remuneration exceeding 100,000 euros, fueling public discontent over their financial burden. The sun dimming initiative has also raised ethical questions. Opponents warn that manipulating the Earth's climate could lead to unpredictable outcomes such as altered weather patterns or exacerbated droughts in vulnerable regions. Given the global implications of such interventions, there are also concerns about governance who controls the technology, and how decisions are made. Okay, so that's the article right there. You know, and Esau, he wants to dim the sun because the sun jacking his ass up. But you see, that's prophecy. Okay, Revelation 16:8. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him that to scorch men with fire. And it says, and the men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of the Most High, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. Right, so the sun is being used in these last days to scorch the wicked, man. Okay, it's hard to abide the elements, you know. And these devils are trying to do away with the sun because they claim they want to reduce the heat and the temperature, okay, which is prophecy within itself. So that's a vain hope. But also the fact of the matter is, if they could block out the sun, if they could do away with the moon, search out the earth, right, then the Lord would cast away the nation of Israel. But see, that's a vain effort, because the nation of Israel will never be casted away. All right. This is because the sun and the moon are going to abide forever. Okay. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 43:9. The beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, an ornament giving light in the highest places of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint in their watches. Right, so you can never do away with the sun or the moon. Okay, and even the precepts in the scriptures where it talks about the sun and the moon shall be confounded, the sun shall not give her light. Right, that's not talking about literally, you know, the Lord taking away the sun and the moon. It's going into how the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the nation of Israel is never going to be taken away. Okay? Like the precepts where it says they have no need for the sun. We're still going to have sun and moon in the kingdom of heaven, because that's how you tell time, through the sun and the moon. All right? Going back to Genesis 1:14. Okay? But these devils can't get rid of the sun. You know, but they're trying to dim it, which is really a vain hope, man. And don't worry, Esau, the sun is going to be dim. Best believe the sun is going to be dim. And how is the sunlight going to be dimmed? Through Yahweh Bashmal Shai, dimming the sun via the smoke from the nuclear missiles that's getting ready to fall upon your kingdom, man. Okay? So the Lord is going to be the one to dim the sun. Not you, Esau. Okay? Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 10. It says, I'm going to start at verse 9. Isaiah 13:9. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. And that's what the Lord's getting ready to do upon Babylon the Great. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Why is that? Because the Lord is getting ready to block out the sun through the smoke of the nuclear missiles, man. Okay, let's get another one to back that up. Let's go to Ezekiel 32, Lord willing. Ezekiel 32:7. It says, and when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. All the bright lights of heaven will I make dark over thee, and set darkness upon thy land, saith the Lord power. That's what Yahweh Shai is getting ready to do from the smoke from the nuclear missiles. Verse 9, I will also vex the hearts of many people when I shall bring thy destruction among the nations into the countries which thou hast not known. Right, so these other nations watching afar off, they're going to be weeping and wailing, and they're going to be vexed for the destruction that's getting ready to come upon Babylon the Great, man. Okay? Verse 10, yea, I will make many people amazed at thee, and their king shall be horribly afraid for thee. When I shall brandish my sword before them. What's the Lord's sword? The missiles. So how is he going to brandish his sword? To brandish your weapon means to show it off, like you're getting ready to use it, right? Let's say somebody has a gun on their hip, and they pick their shirt up as a threat. That's a form of brandishing your weapon. So the Lord's form of brandishing his weapon is having the other nations watch America be destroyed as an example of what it means to live wickedly, like Sodom and Gomorrah, like Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, it says, and they shall tremble. I'm going to read verse 10 again, Ezekiel 32:10. Yea, I will make many people amazed at thee, and their kings shall be horribly afraid for thee, when I shall brandish my sword before them. And they shall tremble at every moment, every man for his own life in the day of thy fall. Okay? So the Lord's getting ready to bring that judgment upon Babylon the Great, man. All right? Let's get some more precepts going into the sun and the moon being darkened. Because you ain't got to worry about darkening the sun and the moon, Esau. Lord's going to do it for you. Through you. All right? When he destroys you. Matthew 24:29. And immediately after the tribulation of those days, talking about the time of Jacob's trouble, shall the sun be darkened and the moon shall not give her light. Why is that? Because the missiles are going to black out the sky. And the stars shall fall from heaven, which is symbolic of the missiles coming from the upper atmosphere. And the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So Yahushua, he's going to return in the midst of World War III when the missiles go off to deliver his elect from the four corners, man. And all the other nations in the world, they're going to be mourning and weeping when they see Yahushua's return. Revelation 1:7 goes into that. Okay? It says what? Behold, he cometh with clouds, man. And every eye shall see him, even they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so Amen. All right? Verse 31, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Okay, so that's what's getting ready to come in the day of the Lord, man. All right. And you can't do away with the Lord's people. So to try to block out the sun is an attempt to try to do away with the Lord's people, but that is a vain hope. Psalms 125:1, a song of degrees. They that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so the Lord is round about his people from henceforth, even forever, man. So the Lord's people will never be done away with, man. You can't cast away the people of the Most High. This is Jeremiah 31:35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. Right. Yahweh. He is, he exists, he to be. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Okay? So if the heavens was to go away, the sun and the moon, Israel will go away from being the Lord's chosen seed line. And that's never going to happen. Because like it says in Psalm 72, they shall fear thee as long as the sun and the moon endureth to all generations, man. All right? Forever and ever and ever, man. For eternity. Just like how the Lord set the sun up and the moon for eternity, man. All right? They don't faint in their watches. So it's never going to stop, you know? And it says, Jeremiah 31:37, thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord. And the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah, saying, thus saith the Lord, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night. Jeremiah 33:19, and the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah, saying, thus saith the Lord, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites the priests my ministers. And that's never going to happen, because the Lord set up these things according to promise. Okay? As the hosts of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David, my servant, and the Levites that minister unto me. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, the two families which the Lord hath chosen, he hath even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, which is the northern and the southern kingdom, Ephraim and Judah, the two families, right? All right. It says that they should be no more a nation before them. Thus saith the Lord, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth, Then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I will cause their captivity to return and have mercy on them. All right? So that's the point of that right there. So the point of the matter is that the Lord is never going to do away with his people, because the sun and the moon is going to endure to all generations forever and ever. So this is really a vain hope. You know, these ordinances will not depart. You can't dim the sun. And however, Yahweh Shemashai has the sun scorching you devils, all right, as a form of judgment for your wickedness. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great most in the Ruah, peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, Abba, Kwam Yasharau.